Alright, so gun empty Y Saint. If I'm facing somebody who's giving me a lot of trouble, who's stopping me, I go and I run Saints clearouts. I run almost 8. I've run it 256 times. It's a lot. It's about a fifth of as often as I've run Saints outs, which is easily my most called play. I run Saints clearouts out of Y empty C. Why? Because it beats every coverage and it forces my opponent. It stretches my first off. It stretches my opponent's defense, but it really makes him use a lot of different areas of the field. I can throw a high point to my tight end right out of the snap. And I'm just dragging X and dragging right bumper. Or I can check down to right bumper or X because both of them get open. Or this B route actually gets really open because of the drag on the X side, on the X on Kamara. This B route with Thomas also gets open and is going to be really late developing that I can throw over the middle of the field. If I want to be able to throw this post against cover 2, I can throw the post to Des Bryant. But if I like fade or streak X and then drag right bumper, a similar look, I can't throw A, but I can throw a nice possession catch to Des Bryant now that I'm fading Kamara. So 2 setups here. It's fading Kamara, dragging right bumper. I can even leave Kamara or a car on this right bumper on a smoke screen. Little playmaker inside. A lot of things you can do out of this stock setup. But I do it because it stretches out defenses. It's hard to cover up the seam with how good the high ball and high point catching is this year with Jimmy Graham and Donovan McNabb at QB for me. I can throw it pretty much every time. Even if your user's in a perfect spot, I can fit this in a nice tender area and catch it. But there are a lot of different things you have to defend. You kind of have to play it perfectly. Can you lurk it? Yeah, you can lurk it. But if I'm playing someone who's really, really good, I need to get back in a game. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make my opponent defend a lot of things that he hasn't seen before. I guarantee it, he hasn't seen much of empty Y Saint. So that's what I choose to go to. Just my my kind of last-ditch offense, because I don't like running the ball. A lot of people would say, run the ball if you're starting to, struggle. I don't like running the ball. I want to throw the ball. It's the way I've been born to play Madden. Now, that's a last-ditch. If your last-ditch is running the ball or you want even a good run game to start a game, I'll show you guys a couple things. First off, I form close. I'm sure you guys have faced this. Make sure you sub in your backup halfback to your fullback position. You want good speed there. Come and run some halfback sweep right here. This is one of the best runs in the game. Just running against 4-6, cover 3 again. The normal. You can either motion out Ingram and snap it. If that's too much of a tell and you don't like that, you can just run it normally. Look at this. I just bounced that with Kamara for 10 yards. You can just snap it right off the rip as quickly as you can, coming up to the line and getting out wide with Kamara. And unfortunately, Ingram's still a little too slow. And you're going to have 90 speed lead blockers. That's when you're really going to be able to give your opponent trouble. When your 90 speed lead blocker gets ahead of your lineman, you're able to get out there with a lot of bodies, a lot of white jerseys for yourself to make a play. That's 5, 6, even up to 10 yards a rip there. You can still flip this thing, run it to the left side if you feel like the numbers game says, hey, run to the left. Short yardage situations, it's a great toss. It's a hard play to stop. And there actually are good pass plays out of this. This X from Michael Thomas right here, something like this, I could run. Me just looking at it, I know it's going to be a great play. Thomas on a good crossing route. I'm fading Bryant. It's going to pull that zone back. And then I've got Ingram on a flat underneath him. So can I get time, please? Jeez, I'm barely able to complete that. I've got Ingram on a flat underneath that I can check down to. And that's just, it's the simple play. It's PA tight end corner. It's your already stock audible here. So I'm just blocking Watson, keeping Ingram on this flat. And look at this, I don't have time. Gotta check down, but solid play, getting 10 yards. If your opponent's coming out and they're struggling to stop this toss, I can even come out here. They may, oh, well, he's running to the right there. Oh, I come back and I flip. I would normally, True Breeze would tap. Now they're coming back. They think I'm flipping. Oh, I still ran right. It's just simple things that you can do out of this little formation. It's a really good, solid run scheme. Another good run scheme, I think this one's a bit better. This is one of the toughest run schemes I've faced all year, is I form slot flex. Excellent formation with 2 great runs and a good pass play. I would put Kamara at running back, Ingram at fullback. Excuse me. And then I would come in. The plays we're going to be running, halfback toss, halfback zone, Saints halfback zone, and then this PA divide, the 3 plays. So I'm going to set them as my quick audibles. Doesn't matter where you put them, wherever you feel most comfortable. guess PA divide was already a quick audible, but I'm just running against the same 4-6 cover 3 common run defense. Halfback zone. I'm going to flip this, run it to the left side. The blocking that you get is just incredible out of this thing. If you're looking for a good run play, halfback toss or halfback inside zone, flip it if you can. If practice mode allows you to, flip it, because running the wide receiver side is really freaking good. I thought I could crib it running it normal, but I like to flip it every time, running it to the left side. Again, if practice mode allows me to, because it apparently doesn't always. Practice mode's great, right? Or you can go to this toss, which is another great play if you're able to flip it. There we go. And get really good lead blocking out there. And get great blocking. We're actually going to take this thing to the crib with Kamara. If one spin, nope. To the 15, 16, 17 yard line. Both great run plays. You can run them either way, particularly, again, I like to run it to the wide receiver side because of, like, look at that. Look how good that is. Look how much space there is to run. So if you're looking for a really solid run scheme, I-form slot flex is the move. And then you can go to PA divide. It's a similar look to the PA crossers look that we had earlier. I'm blocking both my running backs. I'm fading A. I'm dragging Des Bryant. I'm just going to pray for time because Regs is so bad in terms of getting time. And then I'm going to throw to B once he gets into that tender spot right there. And that's almost 30 yards I'm gaining on a simple crossing pattern. And again, your opponent's going to be in run defense. He's not going to expect you. Can I please flip this? Please? I just wanted to run toss one time to the wide receiver side. I'm actually getting a great run here with Kamara anyway. Your opponent's not going to expect you to throw the ball, especially downfield like that. And that's why I really like this PA divide play. I have mixed it up. I haven't gotten it super to be really, really effective because I'm still trying to figure out pass blocking against good blitzes and good run Ds. But that Michael Thomas, you can throw over almost everything. If you let it get to that tender space. Short side of the field, it will get even more open, if we're being honest. Oh, whoops, got an audible. A lot of people to block on this, but we are getting solid pass protection, though, against the CPU, which is normally very hard to get time against in practice mode. Anyways, simple stuff out of I-form slot flex and I-form close, as well as my Y empty Saint offense that I go to when I start to run into some trouble. Singleback, there's some good stuff. Wing flex. You can mix in this stretch is really good. I averaged 7.8 yards a call on that. It should be more. I've actually run it a lot more. Maybe I've run the wing stack one more. Yeah, this one I've run 105 times for 7 yards a carry. This is a really good halfback stretch. I used to run it a lot in salary cap. And then there are good plays out of this too with PA double in shot. I would prefer to come to this though because this PA deep curl, I average 14 yards a play on. I just don't run it tons. Again, I don't run the ball or go to single back very often. I'm not getting out a Y off trio very often in general. But this halfback stretch combo, set that as my quick audible with, I'll just come out in PA Saints deep curl one time and show you guys. It's the exact same setup as we're doing before. I'm going to fade Hill like this and then put Bryant on and in. And then I'm just going to block Ingram to try to get a little bit of extra blocking here and show you guys this beats the coverage. It beats every single coverage in the game. Don't worry about it. We're inbounds there. That is an inbounds animation. It showed it. I should have possession caught. Regardless, but I can keep the play action if I really want to risk selling the run, but again, it's not worth it this year. Play action's so bad pass protection wise. This is the setup. Looking to hit B on the deep crosser. Throw it right over that purple and under that deep, and that's just, it's beautiful. Again, beats every coverage in the game. Now, if we're looking for a halfback stretch, I like to run this to the wide receiver side too. Just a matter of whether I can get the blocking, and sometimes stretch blocking is really bad. Sometimes it turns into a crap show because that's the wrong play. Thought I was on stretch, but still shows don't keep play action out there because that's what I was telling you earlier. Cancel that play action. We actually got horrible blocking. I do average 7 yards a run on both this and the formation prior to it, but it would be nice if I could. Can't even flip it. Just run to the right again. Regs O-line getting destroyed. Oh well. Marking I'm able to get 5 yards. This is a good stretch. Honestly, it's not. Don't feel like this is very indicative of how good of a run this is. Because it's an excellent run. But if you are looking to pound the ball, I-form slot flex, run that Saints halfback zone, that toss. They're both super, super solid. So that's all I have for my plays. For specific formations and specific schemes that I have in MUT. I don't get way out of Y off trio or Trey Y flex very often, though, to be totally honest. But there are a lot of viable other things. Tight offset, tight end is a a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 formation. Same with gun bunch, both solid formations. And then once you start checking into the stuff that you can run the ball more, even pistol bunch to end, I really, really like. It's like an 8 out of 10 formation. A lot of things you can do out of the Saints book. Next, we're going to go into what I would do if I need long yardage situational plays. If it's 4th and 20 for the ball game, I'll show you guys what I would run. And then I'm going to show you guys red zone offense that is going to be killer for you guys. You're going to score every time you get in the red zone. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed thus far. And yeah, let's keep it moving. 10 minutes on 3 formations there. 4 formations there. I like that. Let's keep it moving.